There is a planet where it rains glass, not droplets, not mist, molten glass blowing sideways, whipped by winds of over 7,000 kilometers per hour. Its star-facing side reaches a blistering 2,400 degrees Celsius, hot enough to vaporize iron. And the strangest part? This planet is tidally locked, forever showing the same scorching face to its sun, while the other side plunges into near-freezing darkness. A Category 5 hurricane on Earth is a gentle breeze compared to this. If you could somehow survive for even a single second out there, the wind would shred your skin like sandpaper before the extreme heat finished the job. It lies about 1,900 light years from Earth. Yet telescopes have managed to capture this cosmic fury with stunning clarity. And this is just the first step on a ladder that only gets more absurd. There are planets that don't belong to any star. They just wander entirely alone, kicked out of their home systems billions of years ago, drifting through the void with no light to call their own. Scientists call them rogue planets, and some are the size of Jupiter, powered only by their own residual internal heat. Imagine walking on a world like this, no sunrise, no sunset, just a pitch-black, unchanging sky, day after day, century after century. There are no seasons, no moving shadows, just constant, suffocating darkness, and a cold so intense that no earthly gear could withstand it for long. This isn't science fiction. The Milky Way is likely home to billions of these cosmic drifters. By some estimates, they actually outnumber the visible stars in the night sky. And what comes next completely changes how you think about what a planet can hide deep inside. Some planets harbor secrets that would take any jeweler's breath away. Astronomers have identified a world, about 40 light years from Earth, whose interior is likely made mostly of carbon crystallized under extreme pressure, practically a diamond core the size of an entire planet. We aren't talking about a mere gemstone here. We are talking about a solid, glittering mass, larger than any gem ever cut in human history, spinning silently around a distant star. This planet is likely the leftover core of a dead star that lost its outer layers, exposing the incredibly dense, crystallized material within. All the diamonds ever mined on Earth, throughout the entirety of human history, wouldn't amount to more than a grain of sand compared to this massive space jewel. But it's not all about static wealth in the cosmos. The next object spins so fast it defies the very logic of matter. There are dead stars that spin over 700 times per second. They are called pulsars, and they are what remains after a massive star collapses in on itself. A core the size of a city, but with the mass of our entire sun squeezed inside. The gravity on their surface is so violent that a single teaspoon of this material would weigh billions of tons on Earth. And the strangest part? They spin with a precision that rivals atomic clocks, so incredibly regular that for decades, scientists used pulsars to double-check if our own human clocks were accurate. Some of these objects emit radio beams so constant that space probes have been programmed to use them as interstellar navigation compasses, just as ancient sailors used fixed stars to cross the oceans. A blink of an eye lasts about a third of a second. In the span of that single blink, this dead stellar remnant has already spun hundreds of times. If this already seems to push the absolute limits of physics, the next object on our list proves the universe still has plenty of room for extremes. Before we move on, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the perfect time. The next objects on this list completely redefine what we consider possible in the universe, and you won't want to miss out. There are dead stars carrying magnetic fields strong enough to wipe data from the distance of the moon. These are magnetars, the even more extreme cousins of pulsars. An ordinary credit card passing near a magnetar would have its data completely wiped, even if it were over 160,000 kilometers away, nearly halfway to the moon. Eruptions from magnetars have been recorded that were so intense that, even from thousands of light years away, they hit and temporarily disrupted Earth's upper atmosphere. In just a few tenths of a second, a single blast released more energy than our sun produces in 100,000 years. If one of these were sitting today at the distance of our nearest neighboring star, it would silently wipe out all magnetic and digital technology on Earth before we even realized what was happening. And yet what comes next isn't about destruction. It's about something that simply shouldn't exist. In 2017, an object swept through our solar system from deep interstellar space, the first interstellar visitor ever confirmed by science. Elongated, tumbling erratically, with no comet tail and no typical asteroid behavior, it was named Oumuamua, which in Hawaiian translates roughly to scout or messenger sent from the distant past. It zipped past the sun, accelerated in a way that traditional gravitational models couldn't fully explain, and headed right back out into the deep void, never to return. Estimates suggest it had been wandering through space for hundreds of millions of years before crossing, by pure geometric luck, our tiny cosmic backyard. If an object like that crossed Earth's orbit today at a distance equal to the moon, no ordinary telescope would be able to spot and classify it in time. We would only realize it was there after it had already left. To this day, no one is absolutely sure what it really was, and that uncertainty is just a taste of what lies ahead. There are stars that have been literally kicked out of their own galaxies. We call them hypervelocity stars, and they are born from a violent cosmic encounter. A binary star system gets too close to the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way. One of the stars is captured, and the other is flung away at mind-boggling speeds that can exceed 1,000 kilometers per second. At that speed, a star could cross the distance between Earth and the Moon in less than 7 minutes. The destination for these stars isn't another solar system or another region of the galaxy. It is the absolute empty void between galaxies forever. They will escape the gravity of the Milky Way and never return, condemned to drift alone through a vast expanse where there isn't a single neighboring galaxy to call home. But there is something even quieter wandering out there, and it doesn't even shine. There are black holes wandering the universe without a home galaxy. They form when two galaxies collide, and their central black holes merge so violently that the resulting object is kicked out of the galaxy entirely, leaving behind everything that once orbited. With no surrounding stars, no glowing gas disk, and no light of its own, it is nothing but an invisible warp drifting through the empty space between galaxies, detectable only by the way its immense gravity distorts the light of the stars and galaxies behind it. Candidates for these rogue black holes have already been identified traveling at hundreds of kilometers per second, completely alone with no cosmic address, some carrying the mass of millions of suns, yet they have slipped by practically unnoticed through decades of human observation. If we were talking about a nearby threat, this would be the kind you'd never see coming. But the final object on this list isn't about something that exists. It's about a place where, apparently, almost nothing does. If this video made you look at the night sky in a whole new way, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our upcoming discoveries, and let me know in the comments. Which of these cosmic anomalies blew your mind the most? There is a region of the universe spanning over 250 million light years in diameter that is practically empty of galaxies. We call it the Buddha's Void, and it is so unimaginably vast that if the Milky Way were at its center, we wouldn't have discovered the existence of other galaxies until the 1980s, simply because there would be almost nothing nearby to observe. While the surrounding universe is packed with billions of galaxies, clusters, and superclusters, this specific region seems nearly barren. With only a few isolated galaxies drifting in a cosmic silence we still can't fully explain. It isn't a black hole, nor is it an absence of space itself. It is simply an absence of what should be there. A spaceship traveling at the speed of light would take more than 250 million years just to cross this region from one side to the other. And during most of that journey, the night sky outside your window would be completely black, devoid of any visible galaxies. Scientists still debate whether this is just a statistical fluke in how matter is distributed, or if it reveals a deeper, hidden secret about the very structure of the cosmos. And perhaps that is the strangest part of all. The further we venture out, the more we realize the universe holds fewer neat answers and more questions the size of vast, empty voids we still don't know how to fill.